Hello everyone, it is MisterStubstep, and I know 2 videos being posted in the same day, but an opportunity presented itself to submit some cards to a grading company. I'm going to take that, but I also just wanted to keep you guys informed on what moves I was making with my cards. So I do have I'm using a Champions Path Elite Trainer box to pretty much keep all my cards that I potentially want to send off. But I'll be going through this little stack. The rest are potentially CGC, or I'm kind of still thinking about whether or not I want to send them off, because like they're expensive cards, but they're not expensive enough for me to want to send them off, basically, at least like quickly. So I'm just going to go through this stack, let you know or show you the card, what I think it's going to get, and then obviously, because these ones I'm specifically wanting to send to PSA, because they're all like older cards and they're probably not going to get as good of grades, and because PSA doubled their prices, it like pushed me away. But if you have a card that's worth like in between $200 and $500, then it actually ends up being slightly cheaper than before. But everything else is like either doubled or tripled in price. So it's just like a weird happy medium, I guess. And then CGC is obviously cheaper, but then you have SEP grades and then slightly quicker return times. But their return times are increasing. Not as much as like PSA, but we'll see what happens. So starting off with this Raichu from first edition, I've definitely shown this. All of these cards you guys have seen in one video or two, or if you've seen a lot of my videos, you've probably seen them. If not, then these should all be new. But I got this at a game exchange. I think this will get a 1 because it is huge bend and it's just like all over the place. But honestly, it's a first edition base set card. Like, why wouldn't I want to send that? We have this Dragonite. This is actually one from my childhood. Team Rocket Unlimited. I think this would get a 3. It has a lot of whitening. I think it probably has some bends and stuff in there too. Honestly, if it got a 1, I wouldn't be surprised. We have the Tyranitar from Neo Discovery. Another one from my childhood. Probably, besides the Charizard from base set 2 that's currently at PSA, this is probably my favorite card of all time. Also, I forgot to mention, I will be putting prices down below. Sorry, I should have said this at the beginning. Basically, last sold listings on eBay, the closest to what I think my current condition is. For example, I have a Raichu that I think will get a 1. I'm going to find something as close to this condition. Like, I'm not going to show you the PSA 10 price when I'm sending in something that's I think it's going to get a 1. So it's going to be more or less the same. If I can't find it for some reason, then I will just show you a PSA 10 or whatever, but just be able to make that differentiation that I'm showing you a card that's in bad condition, and the only price I could find was one that is in good condition. So don't think just because you have this card, it is worth that much. So Shining Charizard, got this from my aunt's collection. I think it'll get a 2. Just has a ton of whitening. It's very beat up. Definitely a card that was probably messed around with a lot. I mean, it's a beautiful card, but it's Neo Destiny. It's only unlimited, but I mean, I feel like Shinings are just no doubt you send those in. Got the Shining Steelix. This one kind of the same deal, Neo Destiny. I think this one would get a 2. Once again, if and when these ever come back a year and a half from now, there's like some junk right there on the card, I will definitely, there'll probably be a huge increase and we'll be able to see the difference together. The Shining Tyranitar, this is probably the best one out of all the Shinings, and this is my favorite Shining from Neo Destiny, so that's exciting. I thought this one would get about a 5. It's actually not in horrible condition. It does have a nice little mark right there, but a beautiful, beautiful looking card. We have the Charizard Level X, also from that my cousin's collection that came in. Beautiful, from Supreme Victors, I believe. Yep, Supreme Victors. Really good looking card. I know there's the Charizard Level X. That's that promo card that everyone wants. Thought this one would get a 2. Yeah, it's in pretty poor condition, but I don't really like Charizard, but this is a pretty cool artwork. We have the Charizard from, what is this, Legendary Treasures? Or is it, what is it called? Not Radiant Collection. I think it's Legendary Treasure, or shoot, it's something Treasures. I'll put it down below if it's not Legendary Treasure, but this is the Cosmos holo foil. I can't remember if this came from a collection box. This is from my cousin's collection, so once again, I'm not super knowledgeable about these because I just pretty much inherited them. A 4, not too bad. I know this is like one of those cards. Honestly, this artwork's been kind of growing on me, I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was ugly at first. We have the Mega Charizard EX from Flashfire. I remember when I first saw this, I'm like, oh sweet, Flashfire Charizard. But then I learned that it was the secret rare, and I was like amazed because this one is way more sought out after than the Mega Charizard EXY. This is the X Mega Charizard. Thought I was gonna get a 2. It does have a lot of damage. It's definitely been played a lot, but during this era, you either loved or hated these cards because it is a lot going on in these cards. Like, there's a lot going on. But personally, Pokemon has their artistic directions that they go in, and I appreciate all those directions. This one is from Evolutions, probably one of the main reasons why that this version in Flashfire doesn't do as well, because it was reprinted Evolutions, but you would think that the Evolutions one would do worse, but then it actually does fairly well too. But then you have the Secret Rare in Flashfire, which does really well. But yeah, I thought this was just one. Evolution's print quality is pretty poor, but this was just one of the best cards that I've ever seen come out of there. This is one of the few that I think have a decent shot out of 10. I put 9 or out of 10 on this one. The centering might be slightly off, but I don't think it's off enough. And just overall, like, I think this card looks really good. High potential. We have Secret Rare Grass Energy from Guardians Rising. Yeah, I think I put this as an 8. These are fairly hard to grade because there's just so much foiling and everything for them to, you know, take off for. But it's a beautiful card. We have this Mewtwo GX, the Mewtube Secret Rare, or the Shining Mewtwo from Shining Legends. And this was the second one that's been pulled. The centering might be slightly off, but compared to my last one, I think this one is in very good condition. I think it has a potential for a 10. More than likely it'll be a 9. The other one that I submitted that's currently at PSA is probably like an 8 or a 9. But this one mystery pulled from a Raichu GX box, and it's just a beautiful card. It'd be awesome to have 2. Maybe potentially sell my lesser one in the future. Shining Ho-Oh from the Shining Legends Elite Trainer boxes. Good looking card. I don't think, yeah, I put an 8 for this. In a 10, it goes for a lot. But I don't know. It's a really cool promo. I just like the Shinings in general, so I'm going to send that one in. We have the Lily from Ultra Prism. In my opinion, the best Lily out of all 3. You know, have the one from Sun and Moon Base, and then the one from, is it Cosmic Eclipse? Unbroken Bond? It's one of the later sets. Lily's Full Force. I can't remember which set it's from, but I personally really like this one. I thought it had perfect centering, but then I brought it to my local card shop, and he did say it's a little thicker up here than at the bottom. So probably just going to be a 9, but this is a great card. Very excited. I've only opened 3 packs from Ultra Prism, and this came out of one of them. That's another thing I didn't mention. So I will be submitting these through my LGS. So he has accounts with CGC, Beckett, as well as PSA. And so he pretty much just takes submissions whenever. He charges a little bit on top, but for me to physically just go to his store, hand him my cards, and then he ships them off, like, it's much better than, you know, 2 shipping trips, 3 in total versus just 2 in total. So I'll take that opportunity. If he's submitting, like, I can always just throw some cards in there with him. Charizard GX from Hidden Fates, PSA 9, you know. I personally really like this artwork. It's one of my favorite artworks of Charizard. I like this better than the Shiny Charizard GX, that version. We have the Shiny Eevee from Hidden Fates. Beautiful, the most valuable baby shiny from the set. If it's not the Charmander or Charmeleon, I'm pretty sure this one's worth more, but once again, centering's kind of off and, you know, not the best. I mean, it is packed fresh, but I think it's only going to get a 9, but still, Shiny Eevee, really nice. And then we have some full art Shiny GXs from Hidden Fates, the Electrode GX. I really like Electrode because it's blue instead of red. I just like ones that their shinies are just a huge contrast to the original, as opposed to, say, like a Bulbasaur, which is one of my favorite Pokemon. Their shiny's kind of lackluster. Or even like Rillaboom for more recent. Zygarde GX. This one, for the longest time, I didn't want to submit, but it's decent if it gets graded all right. I think it's at least a 9, so hopefully something good there. And then finally, the Charizard, the Rainbow Charizard VMAX from Champion's Path. Very exciting. Probably will get a 9 on this one as well, but, you know, there's always that 10 chance. We shall see. I had a bunch of other cards that I wanted to submit, but it was really good to get somebody else's eyes on them, because he looked through, like, say I had, you know, 30 cards that I wanted to send to PSA, and he looked through them. He's like, honestly, this probably isn't worth it. This is. And with the price doubling for PSA, it just really makes you, you know, sit back and think, do I really need this graded? And I think a lot of these, they all have a good argument. And a lot of them I just want to be protected in the long run. I'm not planning on selling any of these anytime soon, except for any duplicates that I have. But yeah, it's really nice to have that opportunity. I think he charges whatever, you know, PSA or CGC or Beckett charges, and then he just charges, like, on top for shipping. Like, I think he makes little to no profit. He just does it to, like, help people out. A lot of people come to him, bring him cards and all that stuff. So I think it's a great opportunity. You know, there's Graded Gem, there's Ludkins, there's a lot of other, you know, middlemen. Even my previous submission, I did submit through TCA Gaming. But, yeah, I think this one just makes the most sense. Me and him have established, you know, a pretty good relationship. And I mean, I trust him. He trusts me. And yeah, so. But yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully, you know, you liked some of these cards in here. If not, then, you know, tell me what cards you truly like over any of these. But yeah, thank you guys so much. If it's your second video of mine, consider subscribing. If you like what you saw, leave a like. If you don't like what you saw, leave a dislike or some feedback down below. And I wish you guys quick returns on all of your submissions. Have a good one. So really quick, I actually went in today. I filmed me going through all these cards a few days prior, but today, the 14th of March, when I will be posting this video, I actually went into the local card shop, and basically he went over all my cards one more time. We worked out a price, and he took all 19. So basically, just full transparency for you guys. PSA's prices, of course, for the bulk submissions, or they're not called bulk anymore, I think it's called value, is up to $20. He charges another $5 on top for shipping, so he pretty much covers like shipping there and the return shipping back, which can be pretty pricey from PSA. So in total, I was charged $25 per card. And there were two cards that are actually at the top that you can see here, the Charizard VMAX and the Lily. Those actually go beyond the $500 threshold for PSA. So those actually had to be submitted regular, which they ended up being about $110 per card. So ultimately, I think in total, I'm going to owe him in the long run $645. So honestly, it sounds like a lot. He actually is not making me pay until the cards come back, which, I mean, it kind of makes sense because he pretty much just has collateral. If I don't pay, he gets a bunch of cards that are worth way more than what he submitted them for. But yeah, so I'll owe him that much money. Obviously, the bulk or the value will probably take, a year and a half to get back because I'm still waiting on my submission from August of last year. And then the regular, according to him, they've been coming back like every few months. So about the same as CGC's bulk rate, or maybe even faster now since their timing has increased. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know, the process that I went through. He went there, examined them all one last time. He is an avid collector, of multiple card games, and he's sent a lot of cards to PSA and all that. And sure, I've seen a lot of videos, I've done a lot of research, but I mean, he owns a shop, and I'd take his word over mine any day. So he thought these cards would, more or less be worthwhile based on their condition. So yeah, just wanted to let you guys know that. Thanks again for watching, and have a good one.